Okay, we're about to tackle an idea that might just flip everything you've ever been taught about money on its head. I want you to forget about complex math, about needing a huge income, about being some kind of financial genius. Because what if the real path to wealth has absolutely nothing to do with any of that? No, really, just think about that for a second. What if the key to your entire financial future isn't buried in some complicated spreadsheet or investment formula? What if it's something, well, something much more human? Because what if it's all about how you behave, your patience, your perspective, your mindset? And that's the big idea we're diving into here. Financial success is actually a soft skill. How you act with money is so much more important than how much you know about it.
All right, so first up, let's take a sledgehammer to the biggest myth in all of personal finance. This idea that you have to be some kind of brilliant mind to get rich.
You know, it's pretty fascinating when you break it down like this. We're all taught to chase the things on the left, right? Be smarter, find some complex new strategy, get that higher salary. But true, lasting wealth, that's built on the stuff on the right. Simple behaviors. Things like discipline, patience, and keeping your emotions in check. It's not about being a genius, it's about not going crazy. And this leads us to another really key insight. There's a world of difference between getting rich and staying rich. Honestly, they're two completely separate skills. Getting rich? Yeah, that often takes some serious risk-taking. It needs you to be optimistic, to really go for it. But staying rich? That is a whole different ballgame. It demands humility, the deep-down understanding that you could lose it all just as fast as you made it. It requires caution, almost a paranoid fear of being wiped out. A lot of people get good at the first part, but very, very few master both. And this is so important. Success can be dangerous because it can plant these little seeds of overconfidence. You start feeling invincible, So you take risks you shouldn't. At the end of the day, protecting the wealth you've built is really about protecting yourself from your own ego. Now, this brings us to another huge mental hurdle we all face. Our society has a completely backward definition of what wealth actually looks like. When you see all this stuff, the flashy car, the giant house, the fancy vacations all over social media, what do you see? We've been trained our whole lives to see wealth. But here's the twist. What you're actually seeing is money that's been spent. It's gone. It's a display of someone's past income, not their current net worth. See, real wealth is invisible. It's the car you didn't buy. It's the stocks and bonds that are quietly compounding in an account you never ever talk about. It's all the financial assets that haven't been turned into visible stuff yet. And what does all that get you? The ultimate prize: freedom and flexibility. So if real wealth is invisible, how in the world do you build it? Well, you use the single most powerful and maybe the most misunderstood tool in all of finance: compounding. Just look at this. We are obsessed with intensity, right? We want the big win, the hot stock tip, that one investment that's going to make us a millionaire overnight. But that's not how this game is won. Compounding is all about consistency. It's about those small, regular, kind of boring contributions that, when you give them enough time, create results that will absolutely dwarf any single heroic effort. It's about patience, not fireworks. And that is the heart of it, right there. You don't have to be the most brilliant investor on the planet. You just have to be the most patient one. If you give it a long enough timeline, even kind of average returns can grow into an unbelievable fortune. Your biggest advantage isn't a high IQ, it's a long time horizon. So all of this brings us to maybe the most important question of all. Why? Why are we even doing any of this? What is the actual point of building wealth? Is it really just to buy more stuff? The real return on your savings isn't about luxury. It's about autonomy. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing you have options. It's the ability to choose what work you do, what projects you take on, who you work with. It's the power to just walk away from a bad situation. That's what money really buys you: control over your own life. And this is the ultimate goal. Not a bigger house, but a better life. A life where you are the one calling the shots, deciding what you do with your days. Time is the most valuable and finite asset we have, and using your money to get more control over it is the smartest financial move you can ever make. So let's just quickly recap this new mindset. First, wealth is built on behavior, not brains. Second, staying rich is a whole lot harder than getting rich. Third, remember that real wealth is the stuff you don't see.
Fourth, your greatest assets are time and patience. Let them work their magic. And finally, never ever forget that the ultimate goal here is freedom.
So let's end with this one thought. Your money, your finances, they aren't just numbers on a screen. They're a mirror. They reflect your fears, your habits, your priorities, your mindset. So if you really want to change your financial future, you have to start by changing the way you think. The real question is, what do your finances say about you?